Hi, guys. Good afternoon. Welcome to our third session of this book club. Currently, we are reading Kim JiYoung, born 1982. And well, today we will discuss the third chapter that is called Adolescence, 1995-2000. And well, let me tell you something, guys. This was a very, very hard chapter to read, to finish, not just because of the difficulty of the language or anything like that, but the things that they are telling us, you know? This was very hard because I think at some point I just saw myself in the things that, the author is telling us. And well, let's just start. In this adolescence, as we were saying last chapter, it was childhood. Right now, Kim Young is an adolescent. She is going to middle school. And well, first of all, she started telling us that it was a school year for girls, but remember the rules that, oh, not the rules, but the thing that was happening in Korea, that they just wanted to have kids, males. So the author is telling us that the amount of kids, the amount of boys was increasing. It increased so much that schools weren't enough for boys, just for boys, and they just mixed them. So the first year that the school was mixed, Kim Young just entered to middle school. And well, it is telling us about the uniform, the differences that, for example, them as girls, they couldn't wear skirts very short. They needed to be longer or at least under their knees. As well, they mentioned the shirts. They needed to be covered all the time, even though it was summer. And they are telling us about the socks and the shoes, that they needed to be formal, nothing like sneakers, nothing like anything comfortable, just like probably little dolls. And well, Kim Young is telling us that she remembered during winter it was impossible to be outside because you just like get freeze. And it happened something. It happened that a girl just arrived to school in sneakers, and then she was stopped and like, why you are using those sneakers? And well, she said like, I feel comfortable. And then teachers start grounding her because why you will just wear sneakers. Guy just they are allowed to wear sneakers. And when she asked why, the teachers told her like, because they run, because they want to play. As soon as they have 5 minutes break, they are playing soccer, they are running, so that's why they should wear sneakers. And she said like, so who said that women didn't want to play, but we can play in these shoes? So it is the first time, I think, probably like teachers are opening a little bit to these new ideas. But well, it happens a lot of times during this episode chapter, that girls are being grounded, they are being punished for doing nothing. In this case, the girl was punished to do some squashes. And when she was doing squashes, the teacher says like, hey, but grab your skirt because nobody wants to see your underwear. And she didn't do it. So everybody was like watching her underwear, and then she just do like one squash and said no more. But the point of this girl by doing that was to show them that it was uncomfortable to exercise, to move with the skirt. And after this event, the author Kim Young is telling us that they start accepting girls with sneakers. And then something is telling us about a guy who is spying girls, and it calls a flasher. A flasher, it will be, a guy who is just like, look at me. Very, very common, I think, in Asia. But it says that this guy was just around the school. It was spying girls, and his favorite place was just in front of a classroom. And when JiYoung entered to the classroom, she was a little bit scared. And there was an episode again when this flasher is just outside the window, outside the classroom. And then a girl says like, hey, the flasher. And everybody just, like stood up and stood up and got close to the window. And it says that, this guy probably felt so excited because, a bunch of girls were watching him, and he started doing like, a show just for them. Again, we see injustice because, they said that the teacher just like arrived to the classroom and said like, hey, like, don't get close to the window, like come to the teacher's office. And she picked 5 girls and took them to the teacher's office when they needed to write a letter saying that they were sorry, apologizing, and moreover, and injustice because, one of the girls says like, how come they are punishing us, but they are not doing anything against this flasher? And because of that, I think this girl, later on, we see that is the bully. So she's very aggressive and she's in troubles probably all the time. One day she round out this guy, the flasher, and I think they like punch him or something. But then at the end, the girls, because it was 4 or 5 girls, they took him to the police station. And after that, nobody said anything about that. Nobody mentioned it before. I'm sorry, again. And well, again, the teachers were saying every time they could like, oh, you embarrassed our school. You should be ashamed, or what did you do? And it is really, really, I was getting upset at that point, because how come you are saying a girl just for, a middle school girl saying that she was wrong just because she stopped a guy who was, he was a pervert. He was just like showing his body to girls that, they are very young. Probably they don't know anything about that. And well, that's it. I don't know if I am telling you the chapter like in order, because in the chapter happened like a lot of stuff. And one of the things that I remember as well is that Kim Young's period started. And well, she was already like, she wasn't panicking or anything like that because of her sister. But there's something that happened. Her sister told her like, hey, I'm so sorry for you, you will be in pain for your whole life now. Then I remember that, Kim is a little bit shy. She doesn't want, or maybe she doesn't know how to tell her parents, sorry. And well, her sister did. She told her mother, and then I don't know, because, they don't mention that it's a celebration, but instead of eating normal food, homemade food, they said that there was no rice, and they start eating ramen. But with this ramen, again, something that probably happened in every home, on almost every home, happen. The scene is this: they are just about to start eating ramen, and Young, that is the eldest sister, the eldest daughter, she is serving her mother a dish or a bowl with ramen, and she gave her to her mom. And her mom, instead of eating it, she gave it to the brother, to the youngest son. And Young says like, how come she dared to do that? She needs to eat, and why for? Because his brother, her brother is not doing anything. He is already 10 years old and he doesn't do anything. And she's angry. She's upset because she said that at the age of 10, she was mopping, she was taking care of of Kim. And well, it is a little bit, unfair, because it is true. I think probably sometimes it happened in our society that we said like, oh, it is the youngest, oh, it is your little brother, like, do it, he's working, he's busy, he doesn't know how to do it. So what? Everybody is the same. And I think, maybe at some point in my life I was living something like that with my brother. So I feel identified with this fight and this upset that anyone has. And then, well, her mother already knew that about Kim's period. So she said that in other families, in her friends' families, probably her friends receive a cake or receive like small celebration or something, but she didn't have anything like that. Instead of that, she felt that her mother just like gave her a bowl with ramen in order to say congratulations. But her mother didn't say anything about it. Just she thought it was the way of saying it. And well, I remember that Kim just like entered to high school, and then in high school she started like attending extra classes after school. And this is another thing that, to be honest, I felt so bad. I don't know if you happened something like that, guys, but it happened to me. And it was really hard because I just felt like the character. I just felt like Kim in that moment. And well, I will tell you what happened. First of all, so in the story is telling us that Kim is attending these extra classes, and one day she just like went out very late. She was standing on the bus station, and then a guy just like got close to her and started asking her like, hey, how are you doing? And she just like, oh, good night. And that's it. In her mind, she was like, don't look at him, like, be careful. And she started like sweating, getting anxious. She said that when the bus arrived, she needed to wait until last moment to get into the bus. And even though she waited, the guy just, like follow her. And when she saw that, she became pale, colorless. And well, in the scene is describing us that a lady who was just in the bus told her like, hey, sit down here. Because probably, the lady saw Kim that it was pale. And the lady asked Kim like, hey, are you okay? And I just remembered that Kim just like with signs or something, she's like, hey, your phone or something. And she wrote a message to her dad like, hey, please wait for me at the bus station. It is like an emergency. And I am Kim. And well, then, when Kim arrived to her stop, she was afraid of getting off the bus because her dad wasn't waiting for her. And she said like, I need to get off because, I need to get off because of, if not, it is late. And if I just continue in the bus, I can just finish in another neighborhood that I don't know. So she decided to just get off the bus, and the guy as well got off from the bus. And well, Kim is really, really scared. She is panicking. And then the guy says like, hey, but I'm just classmate, every day, every time you just hand out something to me, you pass something to me, you smile, you are flirting with me. And Kim, she didn't remember anything like that. She said like, I don't even remember your face. Like never was my intention, but she is so scared of saying something. And, by miracle, this lady from the bus kind of understood the situation. And, some meters ahead, she got off from the bus and she said like, hey, your scarf, you forgot your scarf. But obviously that was just like a lie, an invention, because she read the situation and she helped Kim. And then, the guy just like, and he left. But when the lady saved Kim, her daughter just arrived and she told them what happened. She started crying, and the lady told Kim, like, oh no, the lady told her father like, hey, you need to be with her because this was very traumatic for her. So be with her, hug her, love your daughter, like say everything will be okay. Instead of that, probably this is still happening in some houses, but her father started grounding her like, hey, why are you so late on the street? Why your school is so far? We have told you to dress properly, not to speak with strangers, and moreover, and she felt the worst. Finally, her mother, her father, they wanted to say thank you to the lady. And I remember Kim just called her or something, and the lady says like, it is not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not because whatever you are doing. So be aware that there are guys like those outside, but as well there are good guys. And well, Kim says that those words were like balsam or something. She felt like really grateful for listening to them. And well, that situation probably happened to a lot of girls. As I was telling you guys, I felt so identified with this situation because it happened the same to me. Not the same reaction of my parents or anything, but the first time someone touched me, and I was just in high school. I was just walking to my house, and then a guy fell, in the ride or just spanked me. And to be honest, I didn't know how to react. I just stood up, and I remember it was a motorcycle. It was a biker. So the guy just like, I don't know, he stopped like 5-6 meters in front of me, and he turned his head. That was the worst, because I just stood up. I didn't know how to react. I was almost in front of my house. And I remember I felt the same, the same as Kim. When I told my mom, when I told my dad, obviously they didn't react the same, but I just felt identified with that, the scare, the fear. And well, this is something that unfortunately, it is very common in our society, and I really hope that these kind of books open everybody's eyes and we stop doing that, because to be honest, it is really, really a trauma for a lot of girls. And then, well, continue with the lecture. I remember, well, they have like a lot of stuff, but to be honest, until we start with the vocabulary, I will just see the order. I remember as well that JiYoung, finally, she is about to start university. Kim's sister, the eldest of the family, she wanted to become a journalist. And then her mother says like, what if you just become a teacher? And I remember there was a discussion because how come you dare, mom, to say that? You know that I have plans. What if I don't want to have kids? What if I don't want to get married? And well, at the end, I think everything was resolved in a really nice manner. because they are not fighting. They are just like discussing. And at the end, well, Young decided to apply for becoming a teacher. After she thought about it, she said, like, Mom, you're right. I didn't know anything about being journalist and what that involved. So maybe, being a teacher is good for me because I like teaching and I will teach to little kids. And I have been doing this, for the whole life with Kim and my brother. So probably I will just do a great job. And she passes the exam to the university. So she moved. As soon as she moved, Kim is in charge of her brother. And because of the economic situation in Korea at the time, it is telling us that, Kim's father, he is not very sure about having the stability of his job as he thought some years before. So because of that, he decided to retire a little sooner. And well, the Kim's father, he wants to invest money. He wants to start a business. But her mother says, like, no way, you won't invest our money in this. It is importing products from China. And she says, no way. So Kim's mother, she sells an apartment that they have, and they start buying some, like, I think like little locals, like little places for having a business. And they have a lot of business. They start with chicken, I think, like like chicken or something, then fried chicken, that it was kind of a bar, then a bakery. And it says like, all the businesses are just running out of business because of the competition, or because it is too much work. And then it says because of that reason, probably the distance between her parents, Kim says that they are not very demonstrative with their love, but they go out at least once per week, sometimes to drink, just to spend nights together. And since then, everything has started to change. Maybe the environment was a little bit different. And well, Kim is really, really happy because finally she has the whole room for her. And, when it is the time to start her career, she's a little bit scared. She's scared because she remembers what happened with her sister. So when she mentioned it to her mother says like, oh, don't worry about money. First, enter to college. And well, I think because, everybody's in their own business, Kim has enough time to study. Kim has enough time to do whatever she wants, and she enters to college. I think it is a humanity and art college or something like that. And well, everybody's happy. Then I think the chapter just ends when it is the graduation of someone. I don't remember if it is Kim's or Young's, but it says that it is the first time Kim drank alcohol and she got drunk. So, her sister, oh, well, yes, because she just go out with her sister and some friends. And she said that when, Kim is drunk, and Young just take her to her house, to their home. And well, their parents says like, oh, come on, why you did that to your sister? They were kind of telling Young that she was a bad influence for Kim. And that's how the chapter ends. I hope I didn't forget anything. So far, that was the chapter this time. And it was, as I told you, girls and, guys, that this was a very difficult chapter because there's a lot of unfair things happening and unfair events. And probably you have lived, probably you have felt in the same way. So maybe as well you felt a little bit identified. And well, that will be it for the chapter. So let's just start reviewing vocabulary. And for vocabulary, let me just start sharing my screen. Just 1 second. And there you go. Just 1 second. I'm entering to this. So I'm already connected. And I will start sharing my screen. So just 1 second. And there you go. So there you go. So adolescence. This is the chapter that we will review today. And as you may see, it is Kim is attending to middle school that it was 15 minutes walk from home. Her older sister attend to the same school, but it says that it was just for girls. And here it's just explaining us that, you know, in the 90s, the guys or the boys start to increase. So at some point it was more boys than girls. So they mixed school. And the first word that we have is code. That in code it will be mixto. And well, it is telling us about, you know, the school, this and that. And then the school that they attended was very, very small. It's telling us that sometimes, well, not sometimes, you know, the 100 meter sprint track, it was cracked. It was diagonal. It was crooked, sorry, no cracked. Cracked, it will be crack, no, crooked, chueco. And it was diagonally. And then it says the plaster constantly crumble off. So first of all, plaster, it will be the things that doctors puts in your arm or in your leg when you break it. So yeso. And crumble off, remember that a cookie, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Crumble, it will be when you crack something and then you got little crumbles, migajas. So crumble off, it will be que se, no se como que se caían pedacitos de yeso. Crumble off. Then continue with vocabulary. We have sheer, and it says, as the thin white fabric of the summer, blouse was rather sheer. Around neck, undershirt was mandatory. So sheer in this case, it will be just, you know, puro. It will be, you know, yeah, you know, they just wanted white, no colors, no nothing. And then it says, no spaghetti straps. Here, spaghetti. Spaghetti means, you know, those blouses that sometimes we use that they have really, really, really thin straps. So that is no spaghetti straps, you know, delgaditos. Then we continue. Here is telling us about the shoes, about the dress code, the uniform, the unfair things. And then, you know, as I was telling you, with the girl that arrived with sneakers. It says, one time a female student who was held up at school gate for wearing sneakers protested it was unfair to allow t-shirts and sneakers to male students only. So here is telling us a little bit of the games they are doing. And this multukbakdi, or I don't know if I pronounced it correctly, but this is a game. I don't know how to explain this game, guys, because it's really weird. I don't know what does this game consist in, but this is a game when a guy, it is just like stand up against the wall, and then he is with his legs open, and then in the middle he has someone who is bended. You know, it is like kind of cebollitas, but you know, in a weird position because they have their head in between someone's legs, because this is a line. So the guy who is stood up, He has, or the person who is stood up against the wall, he has the legs open. And then in the middle of her legs, he has the head of someone. And then everybody's doing a light in the same position. I don't know what this game is about, to be honest, but it seems a little bit weird and a little bit pervert. Just a little bit, but of course they are kids. Probably they don't know about that. So continue with vocabulary. We have this that it says, I went outside every break to play red rover, hopscotch, and skip rope. So those are the games. Rover means the red rover. No, just 1 second. It says that is the, maybe like, atrapadas or like something like that. So rover means like someone who explore. So there you go. And then the hopscotch, I know that is matatena. And skip rope, probably it is, the rope. We are jumping the rope. And well, as I commented at the beginning, this girl, she was punished and the teacher told her to hold the hem of her skirt. So the hem, it will be el dobladillo. So there you go, one word. Then here, finally, we have this guy that I was telling you that is a flasher. So a flasher is that person who has a coat, but his or her is naked under that coat, and it's just like flashing people, like flash, That's it. And then lurk. Lurk, it says, it says who lurk around the school gate. So he was spying. He was, acechando. Then it says he sometimes turned up along the path to school early in the morning and sent the horrified young students fleeing in all directions. So fleeing, it will be that they are running away. They run in all directions. Huyeron, huir. And well, continue with this vocabulary. It says, when girls found out that they were assigned to that class, they shuddered in horror and then later giggled to themselves. So first of all, shudder, it will be that they were scared. They like estremecerse, temblaron. And then giggle is when you are laughing. But laughing could be like nervously or something. Se rieron. Then, as I was telling you, it is this episode when the bully, because it says the girl who was known as the class bully, shouted something like a catcall. Catcall, it will be like, I don't know, guys. I don't know how to abuchear again, but like, ooh, or whatever you want to say for abuchear. And, well, it is telling us that some of less well-behaved girls rushed the window and shouted, Mr. Flasher, encore, encore. So encore, it will be like, for example, when you're in a concert and you said encore, encore, it will be like another song, like again, again. So here, encore will be repetición. They say they were clapping, and then the guy, I think he felt so important because a lot of girls were watching him. Then it says the hop-up was instantly silent when the front door of the classroom flew open and the head of students' discipline appeared. So hop-up, it will be el bullicio, the noises they were doing. Continue talking about this. It says the class bully who returned during the lunch spout out. So it will be like a start, not fighting, but like complaining about it by the window. So she started complaining, and then she, that is the past of speed, escupir. She spat out of the window, so she escupió. My bad. I continue talking with this. Here, strip. So we know that is this flasher doing. And then the girls jiggle. And nothing happened here. So in the next page, we have that it says something like enemies running into each other on a bridge. The bully came across the flasher in an alley early in the morning, and the four hiding behind her pounced on him with clotheslines and bells. So first of all, pounce, it will be like they attack him. They just, well, yes, attack, it will be the synonym of this, atacaron. And well, they took him to the police station. Then we have noogies. Sometimes teacher will give them noogies. So noogies, it will be not that if they were grounding them or something, but those comments for annoy people. That's it. And well, they were saying, oh, you girl, you should be ashamed of yourself because you did wrong. You bring disgrace to this school. So it says the bully hissed. Hiss, it will be like sisear. And well, that will be it for that. Then it says, oh, finally, the period of JiYoung just arrived, and it says that the hand-me-downs she received came at regular intervals and fit her perfectly. So the hand-me-downs, it will be the second-handed things. Remember that they were similar physically. So it says lo de segunda mano. Yeah, because it's talking about rate of growth, the hand-me-downs, yeah, probably about clothes or anything. And it's telling us, or it's trying to tell us that, both sisters, they have the same complex. So because of that reason, they are sharing these events, like having the period almost at the same age. And well, here we have the things that I told you about this ramen, and moreover, and then it says the bream. The bream, it says that the brother is serving this ramen until the edge, until the top, to the brim, hasta el borde. And that's why, and JiYoung gets a little bit mad because probably it won't be enough for the whole family. But the mother says like, oh, take it. I don't care. Well, we continue. Oh, we have here another noogie. So noogie will be like, if it is grounding you, but not so much. It is more like una queja or, something like that. Yes. We don't have anything in this page. And then we have this. Still, they are having this conversation, this discussion about why Eunyoung's and Kim's brother, he's not doing anything. And it says the youngest slurp his ramen. So slurp, remember that is like, and grumble. Grumble, it will be gruñir, quejarse. And it says like, JiYoung gave me another noogie, like, probably with her eyes. Then it says, Eunyoung became angry, but pour another landleful. Landolful. Yes, that is the correct pronunciation. Landolful, it will be like a bowl, como, yes, como another, cucharada, another, because landolful, it will be cacerola. It will be like the portion. It will be that, the bowl. And well, here there's no vocabulary. And then it says a cloth pouch. A pouch, it will be like, a pocket, but the pocket is on your jeans, it's on your pants. This pouch is just like a little bag that you can carry. And it says a cloth pouch, so una bolsa de tela. the size of her palm, containing 6 regular sanitary pads. And it is here very interesting because, you know, we know a little bit about pads that they didn't exist as we know them right now. And well, you know, here there's a situation that happened because she said that since the pads weren't very comfortable, she suffered some leaks at night. And, you know, the words will be the bed that she, you know, she left a stain or something. But then it is telling us here that one day she was hurrying up and then her mother was like, hey, you know, like, you have something. And she felt horrible, it says here. Her mother will suddenly gasp and jab JiYoung in the side to signal her. So it would be, you know, like poking, like, hey, this, poking her shoulder. And well, you know, like she felt very ashamed. She felt if she had done something horrible. Continue talking about this. Yes, it is telling us that, you know, the discomfort. So she felt uncomfortable with the cramps and everything. And then, you know, it is telling us the effects, no, not the effects, the symptoms that she is experiencing. And it says that her thighs that felt stiff. So stiff, it will be tieso. Aki will be, you know, like axe, pain. What else it could be here? Well, if you don't know what is swollen, it will be hinchado. And well, I think that will be it for here. So next page, it says, she also harbored. So harbor an unfounded concern, it will be albergar. And remember that Kim is so worried about taking pills. She felt so bad, but at the same time, she thinks that if she takes a lot of pills, maybe in the future she will experience some troubles with her body. And well, it says that there are not anything to worry about that, but you know, she was concerned about it. Then we have this vocabulary, and it says JiYoung hugged the bottle to her stomach, and cackle despite the pain. So cackle, it will be like laughing out loud, carcajearse. You know, because it is telling us that she doesn't want to take pills because maybe they will hurt your body in the future. But then it says, oh, yes, you know, pharmaceutics, they want our uterus to be free drug, like a virgin. And well, that's why she's laughing at it. Continue talking about this. It says she took extra maths classes at a famous cram. So cram, it would be the school I am telling you guys, these extras. It is a place where you can just go and study extra time, but most of the times those schools are preparing you for probably an exam for university or to increase your notes or something like that. But this is an extra school. Then here is happening. Yes, I think it is happening, that situation that I was telling you. But then it says, on the bus and underground, many suspicious hand grazed her bottom and breast. And this is really amazing because, you know, it says that the place was full of perverts, and probably, you know, it happened more than one time. But it says the grace, it will be hands grace, you know, touch, like, you know, the word says that is apacentar, but it is like touching, like apretar, like, you know, pellizcar, maybe not like pinch, but in the sense of grabbing it. And well, the girls were disgusted by older boys at cram school, church, and tutoring sessions, pawing their shoulders, stroking their names, and sneaking a bit. Well, here I think it is trying to describe that, you know, students, they were um, maybe not playing, but they were trying to see and to touch their classmates' boobs, or, you know, when it says peek means un vistazo. So they were trying to peek their breast. Then it says napes. So the napes will be la nuca. Because remember that in Asia, as geishas, this part or the neck is very, not sexy for them, but it is very attractive. That is the word, attractive. So they wanted, you know, like touch them. They wanted to grab them. Then geese. Oh, no, you don't have geese? No, sorry. We have flesh. Oh, yes, because this harassment is happening everywhere. Everywhere, guys. And he says that, you know, there were people in the street that they wanted to touch you, but as well in school. And now I remember something that happened with a teacher. But then, you know, it is telling us that some teachers, they touch students' arm or they pinch them. And usually they have like their names on the chest. So there was a teacher who was always poking them, you know, poking their breast. And it says here there was a girl with a big breast. And this teacher was, you know, like poking her breast. So one time she left the stick with he was poking them, she break them. You know, she broke it. Sorry. She broke it, and then, you know, her friends, her classmate just like hid the evidence, and they like hug her because they understand. And well, it says geese here, to poke girls in the breast under the geese. So the geese, it will be apariencia, of drawing attention to missing name tags. Remember, you know, it is poking you here. Then it says the trample. The trample, it will be una pisoteada. Wail. The wail, it will be when you are crying or when you it is gemir, but not in like a sexual connotation. It will be more like when you are crying, you know, that's it. Then here, just to remember some vocabulary, wage, remember that is your salary. And ransom means, sorry. Ransom, it will be el rescate. So it says not having the right attitude and held their wage ransom. The girls stowed away repulsive, frightening experiences with males deep in their hearts without even realizing it. So stow will be, you know, okay, that they are like storaging this kind of have events, sorry. So stowed, it will be almacenar, almacenado, because it has ET. Then just to remember a little bit of vocabulary, remember the yawning. Yawning is when you are sleeping and then you open your mouth, you're like, that is yawning. Continue with vocabulary. There's nothing in this page. And then we have drench. Drench, empapado. So, you know, this is the situation I'm telling you happened in the bus. Here we have picking at her, again, picking. Remember that is echar un vistazo. And then drench, it will be empapado. Drenching cold sweat. She was pale. Remember that pale, it is pálido. So she was colorless and then she was sweating. And this woman, this lady decided to help her. So this is the message that she sent to to her father. And then, you know, like she got off. And then it says cons. Cons, the male student's pet. Cons is a bad word. So it will be like, it is a bad word. So choose one and then you can go. But cons it is talking about like, you know, vagina. So it will be like coño or something like that. The male student spat. So spat, it will be like say it and then he just disappear, storm off. So disappear. And well, here we just have the event, the scene that I was telling you that, you know, Kim told the woman and her dad what happened. And then the lady says like, oh, don't worry about it, you know, like be with your daughter. She needs to be with her. You need to be with her, console her. But what did JiYoung's father did? She grounded her, you know, she was telling her, oh, but this is your fault. There you go. So we don't have vocabulary here, nor here, nor here, nor here. Oh, but I don't know if you know what is tuition. Tuition, you know, it is the payment, the payment you are doing to your college. Well, there's nothing here, but there is a situation about becoming a grandmother. Sorry, a teacher. Then nothing here. And then we have pivotal. Pivotal, it will be those essentials, really, really important moments, you know, fundamentales. And it says the woman sigma reread. So reread, it will be like, oh, just one second, let me read. It says in woman's life, the woman sigma reread its head to obscure their vision, like appear, like, you know, yeah. Or it says the woman sigma reread, it is talking probably about having kids and raise them. It could be both. Then continue talking. It says on the map with tatter. Tatter, it will be, well, it's talking about the corner. So imagine a paper that you have on the wall, but it has been there for a very, very long time. So the corners are not flat. They are not pretty anymore. They look bad. They are folded. So tatter means andrajosos, means, you know, like viejos. Continue with this page. There's nothing here. There's nothing here either, nor on this one. Oh, well, here it says, you know, that the sister is moving to college. And, well, it says, the mother left the room with a load lifted of her chest. JiYoung, now alone in the room, felt strange and empty and so elated. And elated, it will be like, she felt great. She felt, because, you know, she got finally a room for herself. So elated, it will be extasiada, elated, eufórica. Nothing in this page. But in this one, we have, it made JiYoung feel nervous, but the mother didn't chastise. And chastise, it will be like grounded, castigar. Fret, it will be preocuparse, you know, because she said like, hey, when you are in, you can tell me. So chastise, castigar, fret, preocuparse. Then it says, oh, here, you know, the father chose to start a business with the severance money. And then here it says that the mother was adamantly against. So this is the whole expression, adamantly against. And that will mean firmemente en contra. So adamantly, firmemente. Continue talking with this vocabulary. We have rift. The rift will be una ruptura, you know, because it's telling us that they have been on the same page for a lot of years, but in this thing they are not. So there's like a rift, there's like a bridge, a bridge exactly. A gap, if you want to call it like that too. So there's nothing here. And then we have shabby. So it says her reasoning was the shabby residential areas around, shabby miserable. And then it says, but the fad didn't last long. So la moda, the trending, you know, fad. No here, but you know, they have 3 businesses. And then we have a linker, very interesting linker because it says amid the scrambling. So it will be en medio, entre, to keep their business float in order to secure their children. Their parents couldn't manage their children's present. That I think it is the situation that a lot of parents live, that they are working so their sons can have like a better future, but they are not paying attention to their kids in the present. So here is just expressing this. And well, here then there's no vocabulary, but it is telling us on graduation day, Kim Young got drunk for the first time. And then it says, if you don't know what is soju is the traditional beverage from Korea, that it will be a little bit similar to tequila. So, you know, they were drinking tequila, they were drinking soju. And then it says, the parents shook their heads at Eun-young for corrupting her little sister, but didn't have much to say to JiYoung. So that is very impressive because at the end, you know, the sister, yes or yes, she's doing wrong. And well, guys, I think that will be it for the session today. That was the vocabulary we review. And well, I hope you continue having an excellent reading and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.